Welcome back to another day in the market, and the talk nowadays is the soft landing and whether or not it is going to happen. Now, the tricky part about all of this is that there's a delay in interest rates. It takes time to affect the economy, and the debate right now is whether or not we have done enough and that we should wait and hold the interest rates where they're at, or if that we should do one or two more interest rates to really just make sure that we don't have an uptick in inflation. Right now, oil is on the rise, which inevitably raises costs of goods on just about everything because everything has to be transported. It takes oil to make things and what have you. So right now, the soft landing is the goal. We are nearing the end of the interest rates rising, which is good. That's what we want to see from a market perspective, both with the S&P 500 and those kind of indices, as well as the housing market, right? So right now, we're going to start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now we have on the monthly, and it is open to the logarithmic scale. And you can see that we had this death cross here, if you will, on the 1st of September of 2022. And we have had the yellow moving average above the blue moving average since then, which is about a year almost now. Now, keep in mind with this setup, you want to go long when the blue moving average, which is the 7-period moving average, is above the 25 exponential moving average, which is that yellow line. Okay, so on the monthly right now, we're still bearish, and the price action came up and tested for the past couple months. And if you zoom in a little bit here, we can kind of officially see a rejection so far, really previously in August, and then September is confirming it so far. So we are holding on until we go long on any crypto right now. Now we do have the blue the blue MACD line over the signal line, which is what we want to see. And you can see that reflected in the histogram where we have a little bit of green. However, we are still below that zero line, which is why we have not had a signal saying that we have crossed it yet. And if we just go up to the RSI, we are a little in the middle of the road here. It looks like the RSI so far is using its moving average as a support. Looks like there might be just a little bit of consolidation right here. And this is really testing whether or not we're going to come back up or come back down. So far, all we really have is an indication that we are in a downtrend. We can pull this back up. We're below this zero line, which again is signaling that we're in a downtrend. Let's pull up the Trendillo. Now you can see that we are rising towards that zero line, but at the same time, again, we are still below it. So that isn't necessarily something you want to get into right now. We can minimize this a little bit here and go down to the weekly, and let's just see where we're at with the weekly, because it does kind of tell us a little bit more indication as far as details of where exactly we're at. Now, what we really wanted to see, and let me pull up that market bias indicator right here. Here we go. What we really wanted to see is a continuation of this trend right here. We had a trend that looks like it is just broke within the past couple weeks or so on Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin, by the way. And we really wanted to see as a continuation so that this HA market bias indicator would then turn green. So although we are blue still right here on this simple moving average, we are closing out on that 25-period EMA, and it's not looking too good. It looks like this is heading down for a little bit more of a breather, and that reflects the S&P 500, which we will get into in a little bit. But I wanted to check out Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is following Bitcoin pretty accurately, so we can see the same deal here that we saw. Now let's bring up the monthly so that we can see the market bias indicator here. Okay, it's not going to give us the market bias indicator here, but that's okay. Because I do have one more thing I want to run through, which is this bull market support band. This is something made pretty popular by Benjamin Cohen. Ben Cohen, awesome YouTuber for crypto, and definitely doing other things with the S&P 500, housing market, all of that. So I encourage you to check out his channel. But he has this this bull market support band that he really likes to follow. And if we just zoom in, the price action is below this bull market support band, suggesting that we are in a bear market right now. You can kind of see how they have it, at least whoever made this one. The red is over the green, signaling that we are kind of a little bit in a bear market. We can bring this one back up with Bitcoin too, just to see where we're at. And again, you're looking at that same thing right here. So what do I think will be happening in the near future? Well, interest rates are going to probably just pause. I don't think they're going to start lowering them right away. And I think it would be wise for the Fed to do so before they actually really start to see inflation take a huge downturn and see the market really start to take a huge downturn. The issue is they need to get unemployment up a little bit. They need to get the unemployment rate to a higher percentage before we really start to see any effect. Now, along with the student loans that are coming back in August, I am very curious to see if that will have any effect on the market. I do believe it will. I know when they were pushing to forgive all student loans, they were saying it was such a small part of the economy, but while also simultaneously saying it's affecting millions and millions of people. And so they're kind of talking out of two sides of their mouth there. I absolutely believe that the payments that are set to kick back in will undoubtedly affect people's ability to pay rent, people's ability to pay for things like restaurants, which is still just kind of crazy as far as prices. I mean, you used to get a drink, at least in my market, for about 8% for a mixed cocktail pre-COVID. It is now $12, $13, $14 for one mixed cocktail. Oh, it's only a few dollars, but that is a huge percentage increase. And that's what a lot of the young people are doing. A lot of the young people are paying rent. They're going out. They like to socialize a lot more than older people who like to stay home more. In my career, I am in property management and real estate. We have definitely seen an increase in people's inability to pay this past month. A lot of state programs which help with rent begin to start to run out of money around this period of time. So the beginning 6 months or so, generally it's a lot easier to get rent, and rents can actually stay a little bit more inflated. Unfortunately, those funds generally start to run out just as a bunch of leases get signed for the summer. That's just how it is. But so what are we looking at overall? We're waiting on Bitcoin. We're waiting on crypto to really get into it. Would it have been nice to get in down here? Heck yeah. It absolutely would have. And if you did, congratulations. You definitely believe in crypto, and you definitely are not afraid of any long-term economic holdout, or at the very least, you did not bet the farm. So congratulations for you there. The last thing I'll say about crypto is there are blue chip cryptos that's so far really just Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's not really anything else other than that. It's not the worst idea to just DCA in and play the long haul, but make sure you're saving some money for your 401k, for your Roth, for your general investments, where you're buying in the indices, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow, even the Russell, whatever. Don't throw everything into crypto, but there's nothing wrong with scaling into it. We can see right here if we just draw something up, I could very easily just see this as a floor. Now, I would even put the floor right around here because of that consolidation. And we are currently at 25,782, I'm sorry, 25,728, down 0.21% for Bitcoin. And I marked that at about 19,573. So if this point reaches a mark right here, I would say that is a good little floor there that you can start scaling into. All right, so keep that in mind. 19,573, give or take a little bit. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. Speaking of, I'm just a guy on YouTube giving my opinion, just like every other YouTube stock channel out there. So do your due diligence. This is an educational and entertainment channel, and you should treat it as such. With that said, the easiest thing that you can do is help out the channel by hitting the like button. That's the easiest way. If you want to see more content, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Until then, we'll see you next time. Thank you.